If you notice that your printer head does not last beyond 2 months or 3 months, I want you to pay attention to these problems, because these are the reasons why your printer head is not lasting long. So pay attention to these things I'm about to give you. They are tips for making sure your printer head lasts very, very long, right? So number 1 on the list of the problems that is making your printer head not last for long is your inks are finishing in your machine. Anytime you refill your tank when your printer head loses ink, that's one of the very first reasons why your printer head is not lasting. Because I explained to you in the video about piezoelectric that this printer head is a piezoelectric device. A piezoelectric device is a device that requires piezoelectric crystals to work. Now, piezoelectric crystals expand, and when they are expanding, they want to meet ink. If they don't meet ink, they overexpand, they burn off, and they die. It's one of the reasons why maybe you realize you just pour ink and then the printer head spoiled, or the printer head just started having problem when you poured ink. Is because you allowed ink to finish in this printer head. These print heads don't like it when your ink finishes. It's not good. It's not good. I'm going to say it again. It's not good. Don't let the inks finish in the tank. When you come to work every morning, right, make sure you check the tank before you print. It's just simple procedure. Make sure you check the tank. And once you check the tank, the ink level is okay. Ideally, let me show you what the level of your ink tank should be. Ideally, when you open your tank like this, you should find ink at about this level, right? I don't know if you can see it. Let me take out this. Maybe that's what's blocking the light. Your ink should never pass this level. Can you see where my hand is? Right? When your ink already stops at this level, make sure you refill the tank. Make sure your ink never crosses this level above, neither does it cross the level below. It's not okay. Make sure ink is always at this level. If you notice it low, bring it back here. Do the same for yellow, do the same for cyan, do the same for magenta. Let me tell you why this happens. If the ink goes too low, you start having a back feed because it's too high. Sorry, if the ink gets too low, right, you risk the ink finishing before you do something about it. But if the ink is also getting too high, you risk the ink being overfloating. So it will float back to the printer head. It will be coming out from the face of the printer head, and the printer head will still be blocked because ink will be coming by itself. I've suffered this thing before when I was in Yaba. It was a serious problem for me. After a while, I had to come check it frequently, and I maintained that level, and since then I've known peace. This was the same machine I was using at the time, and the moment I learned this level, I've never had that problem anymore. So that's tip number 1 about why your printer head can burn easily. Tip number 2, whenever you start printing, right, let's say you want to print, the moment the machine starts running, please don't stop the machine. This idea of pausing it, then starting it again, try to minimize it. I know there are cases where it's probably drawing line, and that's why you're supposed to do maintenance before you start printing, or maintenance when you begin the day. I'll explain why I said maintenance when you begin the day later. But the moment you start printing, right, don't be pausing and starting, right? Don't do that thing about you're printing, you now pause it, right? You now start it again, you now pause it. Those things are not good for your machine. It actually damages your printer head because you have sent an electric signal to this head to start printing. You are now pausing it. It's like when you are piecing, you are wee. You now pause the wee. You now start again. You now pause the wee. You now start again. You are not really helping yourself, right? You are sending electric signals to the board, and then you are saying, oh yeah, stop, oh yeah, start, oh yeah, stop, oh yeah, start. It's not okay like that. It's one of the silent killers of your printer head. How do I know this? I heard this directly from the manufacturer. Jonathan, so I'm not giving you bobo or something I'm thinking about. Try to minimize the frequency at which you stop and start this board. It's not good for it. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3, wait for tip number 4, because tip number 4 is something you probably are not paying attention to. Tip number 4 is very important, so wait for tip number 4. Now this is tip number 3. You see, I've noticed some people leave ink on this cable. Maybe you see ink at the tip of this cable. It's not okay for the printer head. I don't mean ink on the body of the cable like this. No, there's actually ink at the teeth. You know that part where printer head is touching cable, that part there, ink is there, and you left it. That's one of the reasons your printer head is bad. Because you see that ink that is entering into that hole there, that ink that is entering into that hole, the moment ink enters into that hole, you are causing a mild short circuit every time you are working on it. You are doing a mild short circuit. So, and as you are short circuiting the printer head is hearing a signal to die gradually. I know you say you are lucky, but many people are not lucky like that, and they just don't know that the moment ink enters into this place, the printer head will die very, very soon. So it's not safe for your printer head to leave ink inside that place. What do? The moment you start seeing ink in this place, pause your machine, right, and then clean it off. If you notice that ink has entered into that place, then turn off the machine, bring the printer head out, don't remove the cable, but make sure you get into those crevices. Except you have seen ink inside those pins, that's when you should remove it. But if you don't see ink in those pins, if it's on this cable, it's still sliding gradually inside, pause your machine, turn it off, clean that ink away from there, because it's not good for the print head nozzle. It's not good for it. So that is tip number 3. Now, tip number 4, if you want your XP600 printer head to last very long. Now, you see, the moment you install this printer head, right, till the day that printer head has spoiled, don't remove it. Don't remove it at all. You understand? The moment you install that printer head and the board has already accepted the configuration of that printer head, try not to remove it. In some cases, some people just take the printer head out. Maybe they want to do good Samaritan. They want to help a friend. They want to change the printer head. I know I used to recommend that you go to another person's shop. But you see, those are rare cases. It should not be happening. But suppose you do, that's one of the things that can kill your printer head. Because the moment you start removing this printer head from that chip and then removing the cable, it just so happens that the electronic signals are usually not the same. And you know, these things are using wavelengths. They're using some specific electric waves to print. Do you understand? The moment you send it back, it doesn't usually come back the way it does, except you know exactly what you are doing. And if you must, this is what I will advise you. When you are trying to do good Samaritan, you're trying to help somebody, remove the printer head, unscrew the printer head, all the 4 legs. Don't remove this cable from the printer head. Now, remove that chip. Don't remove the chip. Don't remove the cable from the chip. Just take everything like that as one unit, head and chip. Take it aside. And then bring another printer head and chip and cable. Do you understand? And insert like that. Do you understand? And install it. Why does it work that way? It's just electronic signals. When people say they are unpredictable, I think in some cases they are unpredictable. I like to always make you feel that they are predictable, but these are experiences I've noticed over time. Now, let me give you one bonus tip. One bonus tip. When you are not using this machine, turn it off. Just turn it off. Don't keep the machine on like this. You know, when you are in a printing shop like this, you know, you feel cool. You just want everything to be on so you can just come there. But that's not even good for your printer head. Because as the machine is on now, the printer head is engaged. You are not using it, but it's engaged. Do you understand what I'm saying? And because it's engaged, just because you are not using it doesn't mean it's not engaged. So, in the mind of the printer head, you are using it right now. And so, what do? Just turn it off. Now, I know that this may sound counterintuitive. Some of them may sound like what you already are used to, but just follow my advice. I've been printing for the last 8 years, so I have some experiences that have shocked me. I've changed printer heads 7 times in the space of 2 months before. So I know what I'm telling you, right? If you follow these tips, it's going to really help you and it's going to save you money over a long period of time. The current printer head on my machine is already going to 1 year. Do you understand? These are some of the things I found out over time. Some of them are also luck with printer heads, right? But it just so happens, right? So I hope this has helped you. If it has, I want you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Take care.